I was walking outside to check the mail when I saw a leaf fall beside me, and I thought, hey, I could make a story about that. So I started filming the tree, trying to get, a good close-up shot of another leaf falling. And I found it funny because yesterday I saw my dad leaf blow the driveway, so the tree was probably thinking, like, hold up, man, I got some more for you right here. And that actually reminds me of the theory of entropy, which is, about the universe being naturally chaotic. It's why things are so easy to get messy and dusty, but it takes actual energy to keep clean and organized. But anyway, I thought it was wild that the other tree in my front yard had already completely shed its leaves. And it was November 16th when I was filming and writing this. And here's a picture of the tree from about 20 days ago. And then here's a picture from 20 days before that, when it first started changing. And that was October 10th. And you can see that last year I also got a picture of it. It was red earlier on October 5th. And now I'm only a recreational studier of nature, so I have no clue what this means. But I didn't really have to know much about anything to know that I found it interesting. But anyway, back to the tree at hand with leaves on it. And actually, tree hands kind of are their leaves in a way. But I noticed that this tree and some others from across the street actually kind of created a cool ombre effect. And there's another definition for you if you didn't know it. And maybe you knew both ombre and entropy, and that's okay too. And maybe you even know more definitions than me. We all live with our own amount of information, and there should never be a reason to judge anybody if they have different definitions or experiences than you. I mean, how many other people watching this, had just recently posted a tweet where they tried to include a definition of plural passerby, but read it wrong, and then somebody else corrected them that it was actually passers-by, so then they tried to foolishly save it. Unfortunately, that's probably only my experience. And also, speaking of that walk, I drew this wall on it, and I got this reference photo from when I was sitting on a little tree stump, hiding from social interaction, and also I got some other photos that I just realized sort of match the story of this video. Okay, back to the leaf story. I realized, I'd been thinking here for a while, just kind of filming this tree. I think about like 3 or 4 minutes at this point, and I began getting bored of filming the tree since no leaves were falling, even though there were some gusts of wind, and also I saw a few leaves fall, but they were all too far away, and I didn't want to run to get the close-up shot of a leaf falling because then I probably would have fell as well. So yeah, and then at that moment I realized, hey, maybe, I was the falling leaf all along, just falling into the idea of story again. And we're all kind of leaves from the tree of life in a way, forever falling towards the ground until we eventually hit it and become one with the soil, and perhaps repeat the cycle as we go from seed through life again. And sorry to make it dark here, but I wanted to also be like motivational, to just appreciate the time while we're here, in the air floating around, I mean, we're all living with the same breath of existence, and, it just goes to show, why don't we just appreciate the presence of one another, and this is coming from a person who constantly social isolates because he's always anxious and has little actual friends because it's hard to find people he actually clicks with, and he just always uses creating as a coping mechanism until he realizes that it got too real and meta again. Sorry, I have a habit of doing that. I even had this whole different skit idea that I was going to do about, how I always, make things too real, and I put too much of my life into my videos and music, and I do just try to keep it fun at times and, branch out with a story about, watching a leaf fall from a tree, but then even this story got too personal, so actually maybe now is where the beat of the voiceover ends, and then I just kind of start talking it out through video a little bit more. I just actually turned on the camera. I've been recording the voiceover the whole time, but I just turned on the camera if I'm being honest with you. And I guess it also just goes to show, I always have a bunch of things that I work on in the background of, from what I post online, and I just try to, get out these little ideas. I guess this is, kind of like, the episode 5 or whatever of the, weekly show or whatever, although, like, none of them have, like, truly been that connected. Like, there's been just, I don't know. I mean, one of these weeks I may just kind of not feel like posting, and I don't want to hold the obligation, or I don't want to have, like, the pressure onto myself to feel like I always, like, need to churn something out fast, but I have been enjoying, just throwing these little videos together, so I appreciate, the people's support and stuff. So yeah, until next time, I'm gonna turn this off though. Okay.